Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're going to see what your message is from Spirit today. Thank you all so much for being here. I am super grateful for every single one of you. To all of my subscribers as well as my members, thank you all for your love and support. All right. I'm giving you back all of your blessings, your love, and everything you send my way. I am sending that all back tenfold toward you. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And so as always with these readings, please take what resonates for you and leave what doesn't for someone else. All right, let's see what Spirit has for you today. Archangel Michael, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, what do you have for the collective today? What is the energy? What is the message? Okay. All right, we've got peace. It's talking about harmony, order, calmness, and serenity. So I feel like you all value your peace. You value your serenity. Okay. I also feel like for those of you out there who feel that your life hasn't been very peaceful lately, maybe things have been overwhelming. Maybe things have been chaotic lately. I feel like you are really wanting peace. You want peace, you want quiet, you want things to be calm. And so I feel like maybe that might be something on its way to you. Okay. What else do we have for the collective, Spirit? Some of you might live near a body of water, or you might be going to a body of water sometime soon. I'm getting that in this card as well. Okay. Maybe you're going on vacation. We also have difference. So it says road, future, choice, destiny. So maybe there is something in your life that, maybe you felt that your path was going to take you in a certain direction. Maybe you had everything planned out. Maybe there is something here about the fact that things are just not working out the way that you thought that they were. And, maybe that's an indication from Spirit saying that we need to surrender more, and not be so controlling over what happens to us in this life, and be more open to different types of futures, different paths, things like that, because definitely our choices and our free will do play a part here, but our destiny does as well. Okay. Okay. We also have show. It's talking about the spotlight. It says express, so expressing yourself, create, and radiate joy and enthusiasm. So maybe you all are meant to do something more creative. Maybe there's something that you're meant to do, or there's something that's in your heart that you haven't done yet, where you're meant to be in the spotlight. Maybe you're supposed to be online expressing yourself. Maybe you're supposed to be expressing your opinions or your views on things. I feel like there's something here that's creative in nature, and that there's a way for you to radiate that joy and enthusiasm that you have that's inside of you by doing this. Okay, so for those of you who, feel like you maybe have wanted to do this, but maybe you've been afraid to, I feel like this is what Spirit is saying, that, it's something that really you need to think about, okay, and reflect on. Now, for those of you who do feel like maybe you are a spendthrift, maybe you're going through something financial right now. All right. Maybe there's something here as far as your finances are concerned that, maybe you're wondering, I want to take a different path. I want to do something different. I would love to have a platform or start something creative, but my bills are going to take a hit. I feel like I won't make enough money, things like that. That might be something significant that's holding you back here. Okay, so I feel like that's something that Spirit is saying that might be at play, but nonetheless, Spirit wants you to take a risk. Okay, so I feel like Spirit wants you to understand that you have the green light from the universe for whatever you're doing, and I'm hearing that the universe has your back. If you do what you feel is best for you and something that you feel guided toward, the universe will have your back. And it says, glory favors the brave. So if you feel like you can take this risk, it's something where it's going to take courage and bravery. Spirit wants you to do that. And not only that, trust the universe. Try to trust as much as you can that you're going in the right direction, because it really can maybe deliver exactly what you're looking for. That life that you've been waiting for, that life that you've been striving for, this peace, this harmony, this serenity that you've been looking for. Something that you felt maybe would never get here. I feel like Spirit really wants you to take the road less traveled, is what I'm hearing. Maybe not do what's expected of you. Maybe not do what other people feel is in your best interest. Or maybe, maybe you've been doing things more in your head space and out of logic, and you really need to do more out of your heart space. Okay? Whatever your intuition is telling you. All right. So Spirit, what kind of, what other kind of information can you give us here as far as what the collective should be doing? What kind of advice, guidance can you give the collective here in this situation? All right, we have the Four of Cups. I feel like you don't want to be in this Four of Cups energy. Now, maybe you do feel like you're in this energy where you have regret. You might have disappointments. Maybe things have passed you by, or you felt like or feel like things have passed you by, where there are certain opportunities that have come and gone and you did not take that road. You didn't make that choice. And I feel like this might be deterring you. Maybe you're in this, melancholy type energy, disappointed in yourself. But I feel like if it was meant to be, then it's something where the universe is going to bring it back toward your way. I feel like you're going to have another chance here. And I'm feeling also with this energy, Spirit is saying, try not to focus on things being a missed opportunity. Try not to focus on, disappointments that you might have in the past, because maybe, it wasn't the right time back then. Maybe whatever choices you made in the past, it was actually for the better. Even though when you look back, you feel like certain things, it's like, wow, what would my life have been like if I made this choice? What if I had done things differently? How would my life had played out? Like, how would things be different? So I feel like you're maybe feeling it like in this stuck and stagnant energy where things haven't been progressing. Maybe things haven't been changing for you. You've been wanting things to change. You're craving change, but nothing's happening. You're in this, like I said, stuck and stagnant energy, but it's given you this chance to have a different perspective about things. So hopefully you've embraced that. Okay. Now, yes, maybe in the past, you've been in this King of Swords energy. Maybe, like I said just a few minutes ago, you've been in this energy where you're following logic. You're following that rational mindset where you're doing what's best for you based on logistics. So it's like, I really want to do this creative project or this creative endeavor, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to pay my bills. So I really need to keep this job. I don't really feel that it's something that will benefit me because I won't have health benefits. I won't have this. I won't have that. You know what I mean? So logistically, logically and rationally, you're telling yourself that it can't be done. Now, maybe it's the kind of thing where you kind of work on it on the side until it starts producing, and then you're able to phase out your 9 to 5 or your job that has the money and the benefits that you need. But back then, I feel like, maybe in the past, you have felt, at least in the past, maybe you're still feeling this way, that, you can't do it. You can't take that risk. You won't have the financial support, you know? So I feel like maybe you've had to make those difficult decisions. But the thing is that even if you're in that King of Swords energy, this 10 of Cups is still in your soul. The 10 of Cups being emotional fulfillment. What makes your heart the happiest? I feel like whatever this King of Swords has brought you toward, whatever road this has taken you down, I feel like it's not what your heart and your soul has wanted. It's not giving you this emotional fulfillment, this emotional happiness. So, I mean, think about whatever job you've that you do every day, the job that you do. I mean, for some of you, you might love your job, right? I mean, and maybe this is talking about something different. Maybe this is talking about taking a risk on, just a project on the side. Maybe it doesn't have to do with a significant life change, but for some of you, I feel like it does. And so I feel like you do know deep in your soul that, you really want to do what makes you happy. You want to do what lights your soul on fire, what makes you want to get out of bed every day and do whatever it is that you feel called to do. And whatever that is, like I was saying in the beginning of the reading, it's hopeful, you're hoping that this will bring you that sense of peace, the balance, that sense of peace, the harmony, and make things more calm in your life, where things aren't so chaotic, where things aren't so stressful. You're looking for more peace. And again, we're talking about wish fulfillment. So I feel like there is some kind of wish fulfillment within you, and spirit wants you to take a risk toward it. Like I said, it does not have to necessarily be the fact that it's, a life-changing event. I don't feel that for all of you that it's something where, this is not meant to tell you to quit your job and take a risk and, go down a different road. No, that's not what I'm saying. It's more about taking a risk towards something that you feel for some reason that you're not good enough, or you can't do. That maybe, your finances will take a hit, or that you won't have the support that you need. And so the universe wants you to trust if you can. Okay. On the bottom of the deck is the Queen of Pentacles. So male or female doesn't matter your gender, because, we do have the King of Swords here as well. But spirit wants you to embrace this energy. Like I said, male or female doesn't matter. King or Queen of Pentacles doesn't matter. Remind yourself that you are stable and secure all on your own. That you can create that stability for yourself. That you're grounded in reality. That whatever this risk is, it's something that you would not be like living in some fantasy about. Take the steps that you feel, as far as it being grounded, are the best for you. And with the Queen of Pentacles, this person is someone who is very loving, nurturing, and caring. And you show that to everyone. But I also feel like you need to do that for yourself as well. Not only that, the Queen of Pentacles is someone who knows their value, they know their worth, and they make things happen for themselves. So I feel like Spirit wants you to embrace that energy. I'm actually surprised the Queen of Wands didn't come out, because that could be that energy as well in certain aspects. So we've got water energy so far, earth, air, and that's it. I don't see fire out here just yet. We also have Pisces, and I think that's it. Okay. So Spirit, what is your what type of guidance as far as action are you giving for the collective? What kind of action should the collective be taking? What kind of action should the collective be taking? Okay, we've got the Seven of Swords. Strategy. That's talking about strategy. It's not talking about lying or betraying anyone. It's talking about strategy. So you need to be strategic here. You need to try to figure out how the best way is to go about this. Get some clarity. Maybe meditate. Take some quiet time to yourself. If you're getting any information in your dreams, make sure to maybe write that down if you remember it. But not only that, be authentic and be true to yourself. So I'm feeling all of those things with the Ace of Swords there. With the Four of Swords, I feel like Spirit is saying, take your time, don't be stressed out about this. Try to heal whatever is inside of you that needs healing, wounding that might be preventing you from taking this risk. And not only that, I feel like Spirit is saying that this could be a very healing opportunity or experience for you. With the Lovers being here, choose yourself, do what's best for you, what's in your heart. Okay. For some of you out there, maybe you feel bad about leaving a job and something like that, or maybe you feel like you're going to be betraying someone else. Choose yourself here in this situation. Give that love to yourself and forgive yourself for anything from the past. Okay. At the end of the day, do what makes you happiest. Okay. And make, whatever investments, put whatever energy and effort into the seeds that you want to see grow. Okay. Yeah. And on the bottom of the deck is the Knight of Cups. So it's talking about, again, giving yourself that self-love. Do what's best for you. Okay. We still don't have fire out here, but we also have Gemini energy and Leo energy. Okay. But I mean, Leo is a fire sign. So if you consider that, technically that is fire. Okay. And, Leo is talking about look at things and definitely allow yourself that sense of being aware and illuminate things for yourself as far as what makes you the happiest. Go after what makes you happiest. Okay. So whatever this is for you, I feel like Spirit is giving you some direction here. Being drawn to this deck here, the Sacred Traveler, and we'll see what other info Spirit wants to give you here about this situation. Okay. All right, Spirit, what else do you have for the collective in this situation? What else can you tell us? What other advice or guidance do you have? Words of wisdom here. Ooh. All right, that's a lot of cards, Spirit. So, okay. All right, we've got cleansing waters. Purification activates vibrant life force. So maybe, with that Queen of Pentacles that came out, it does talk about being grounded. And I feel like maybe for some of you out there, this is an indication that maybe you need to cleanse your aura, cleanse yourself more often. Okay. And maybe take some salt baths, or if you live by a body of water, like salt water, swim there, or, even put your feet in, a bathtub or a basin with water and maybe some salt in it or something like that. Okay. So I feel like maybe there's something that Spirit is saying about that might be significant. We have view from above, get the big picture. So there's something here that's talking about the big picture. So maybe you haven't been able to see the forest through the trees. Maybe there have been obstacles and there are things in your life, especially if there's anything financial that has been bothering you, that maybe you feel drawn to a certain path, but you're afraid, you're not sure that it's something that will sustain you stability wise. Spirit wants you to see the bigger picture here if possible. Okay. Let's see here. What else? We have first light, beginning a new cycle. So this could, begin that sense of change for you. For those of you who have been craving change, this is something that Spirit is saying that could really create change in your life. Okay, change for the better. It might begin a new cycle as far as abundance, about your path, your purpose. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else? Okay, again, overcoming obstacles. You can overcome anything. Yeah. Whatever obstacles might be in your way, Spirit says that they can be overcome. Try not to think about them as much or worry about them. I know it's easier said than done, in the world that we live in, as far as how expensive things are and, things like that. But we also have choosing your path. All is possible. So again, Spirit is saying that whatever you decide as far as your path, your road, you're creating the reality for yourself. Okay. And we have taking shelter. The answers are within. So whatever answers you're looking for as far as direction, as far as which choice to make, what to do, Spirit is saying to go within, because the answers are within you. Maybe it's within your intuition. Maybe it's within, the time that you give as far as meditating or praying. Okay, there we go again, grounding. Yeah, so for some of you out there, there is significance about grounding and staying grounded. It says, go deep, explore your roots. So maybe for some of you, you really need to go within and do some introspection about what is important to you, what you want to get out of this lifetime. Okay, we've got breaking trail. A breakthrough is at hand. Again, yep, exactly. The answers are within. Ground yourself and go deep. Try to introspect and, see what might come up for you, because I feel like, you might be upon a breakthrough here. And again, we talk about great adventure. Take a risk, venture forward. So Spirit really does encourage you to take whatever risk that this is. So whatever this is for you, Spirit really does want you to take a risk. I feel like it is going to pay off for you. You do have the support of the universe. Just keeping, contact with your guides and your angels, and, strive to get to this more peaceful and harmonious place in your life. Because I feel like, even though it might not seem that way from the outside looking at this, whatever this risk might be, I feel like it is going to pay off in the long run. Okay. All right. Well, I am feeling guided to leave the reading here. If you feel like it resonates, if you want to claim this reading, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, take care and namaste.